We're looking back at this day in local history as we prepare for the nation's sesquicentennial next year. 30 years ago today, a college football star from Mississippi made his professional debut in the NFL. Steve Air McNair first made a name for himself at Mount Olive High School in Covington County. He then took his talents to Alcorn State, where he played quarterback. McNair was drafted by the Houston Oilers in 1995 and continued with the team when they became the Tennessee Titans. He also played for the Baltimore Ravens until his retirement in 2008. McNair died in a shooting in Nashville at the age of 36, but he made his NFL debut with the Houston Oilers on December 16, 1995. Your look at this day in history.